the DOJ is moving to wind down Trump criminal cases before he takes office. The steps complies with longstanding Justice Department policy that a sitting president can't be prosecuted. Yeah. Two people familiar with the matter told NBC. That's the story right there. And you're right. And there's so many, I mean, in all different avenues too, Laura. It's not only just, the corruption from, Crossfire, the hurricane, the COVID, everything that they did. He's going, and we hope, because that's what he says. I want him to slowly, and I was on Piers yesterday, and they were like, well, what can he do to bring peace? And I go, peace is fine. I want to bring people together, but we want accountability for every single person that for the last 8 years, Fauci, everybody that was trying to destroy him illegally, and we got to the point where lawfare with everything right now. We want, me personally, I think our viewers and Americans want accountability to hold these people's feet to the fire. And even when Elon was talking about why all these billionaires were backing Kamala, because they know if Trump is in, he's exposing all of them for everything, and that's what we want.
Yeah, and by the way, you go back to 2016 and the Russia collusion hoax, which was, I mean, I can't tell you how the first time any of us heard any of this, we were like, Russia? We couldn't have even colluded with Iowa, Russia. But you know who did collude with Russia was the Hillary Clinton campaign with and the DNC. Yep. Okay? And you know what their punishment was? $83,000.
Yeah, that's it.
It's absolutely ridiculous. There were so many people, good people, who really believed in Donald Trump and what he was doing in 2016. These are campaign staffers who had their lives ruined because of a lie, because of bad information and a purposeful amplifying of bad information. And it's so gross what these people did. Someone deserves to be held accountable. Yep. The Russia lie is still a thing. They're still constantly, we're trying to bring that up. That stuff should not be happening. Let's just start choosing people based on policies and what they're going to do for the country and not peddling these lies and ruining people's lives. It's awful. These people, how much money they had to pay in legal fees, they can't afford those things. It's been horrific.
Well, the air cover is over.
Yeah.
The air cover is over because this is why Letitia James is saying things. This is why Jack Smith, his staff members were concerned about malicious prosecution if suits coming the other way if Trump was elected. Oh, damn, that just happened, huh?
Yeah.
So that's what's going on here. And I look at people like Lena Khan, the chairman of the FTC, an absolute anti-business, anti-capitalist, and she has a 7-year term. And now, Trump needs to use, in my humble opinion, his effort and might of the office to remove her. Because there's not just Letitia James, it's not just Jack Smith. There are people that are heading 3-letter agencies, such as Jessica Rosenworcel of the FCC, that just allowed George Soros to buy 200 radio stations on an accelerated decision. How do we unwind that? But there are people that are like chairman, and they have those odd tenures. Sometimes you get appointed for 5 years, sometimes you appointed for 7. It says, is the president... does he have, in addition to having the filter right now during transition, much different than before, to keep the suits and all the K Street guys from coming up and pushing their angles? What about the ones that are in place, like Lena Khan of FTC that's got a 7-year term? Is there some muscle going to be put behind that to remove the bad apples that have been appointed?
It is, I think, probably going to be his favorite thing to do. If you go back and listen to him, James Comey, he says, I should have fired that guy day one. I knew he was a bad guy. I knew that he shouldn't have been there. But I listened to the people around me in the White House, a lot of these people, these suits, these swamp creatures from D.C., Yep. I listened to them. They said, sir, you can't do that. Believe me, that will be his pleasure to get rid of these kind of people because he saw how badly it hurt, not just him, but the entire country. Whenever he was in office and post him being in office, those are the people who are really ruining our country. And bad apple is a very nice way to describe them. There's a lot of better words you could probably use.
If we thought the S&P popped yesterday after the election, wait till you see what it does when they see Lena Khan walking across the parking lot with a cardboard box.
Or Gary Gensler, because there's a lot of people in the crypto community that are super excited to see him.
But by the way,
exit
again,
stage left.
that's what I'm saying about the fact that this guy sent me this Minnect message.
Yeah.
It's a little weird to say it, but I believe him.
I do too.
Yeah.
I believe him.
Course.
That's if Trump, because there's a part that Remember when people were like, well, Bobby Kennedy is going to take voters away from Trump or Biden? That was just 6 months ago. Bobby Kennedy is going to take voters away. Who's he going to take more voters away? I think he's going to take more voters away from this or that. And we'll just go, I think he's going to play a very important role. Do you think he has a chance of becoming a president? Why do you think so many people want Bobby Kennedy? Because they want to get and find out what the hell happened with Fauci, NIH, CDC, all that stuff, right? He's in there.
Oh my
They
God.
can't stand this guy.
Yes.
They hate Bobby.
Yep.
The establishment cannot stand anything about Bobby whatsoever. And you're going to give him a little bit of power to go and say, I'm sorry, let me see. Oh my God.
Did you see Bobby's?
Way, right? This is going on. Then some of the other guys that are going to come in, I don't know. I think the part I'm excited about where, law and order, when we're talking law and order and justice and all this stuff, guy says, PBD called 2024 the year of investigations. We called that December of 2023. I said, 2024 is going to be the year of investigations. He said, I think 2025 is going to be the year of justice, right? Ooh. He called I like that, the year of justice. But I think if it does happen, it'll give a lot of people hope that there is such a thing as accountability.
Oh, please.
If it does, okay, we still don't know the side effects of what these 7-year-old kids went through in 2020 when they couldn't go to school for a year. We still are not going to see that for 10 years,
right?
20 years. We're not going to see that. Like, imagine the most traumatic thing you went through. I'm in Iran, the bombing war. You see that later on, the anxiety, the fear, the panic, right? Like, oh my God, what is this all about, right? You don't know what's going to happen with some of these guys. Now, you need some hardship to be tougher and have a thicker skin. But I would love to see accountability, not in a using the DOJ to go after people. Actual proof. What did you do? Actual proof where Mark Zuckerberg comes out, dear Honorable Chairman Jim Jordan, the $400 million that I made, I regret that the Biden-Harris administration was asking us to, we should have never done this, and it's the buck stops with me, right? And he's publicly saying this 5 months ago. Man, if they go and do this Twitter files, if you guys do the FBI files, the DOJ files, if you guys do the CIA files, you guys start doing stuff like that, America's going to start believing in law and order again. And he goes, yeah, you guys can. That's why I think some of those guys, when the guy sent a message in the morning, some people are walking on eggshells today.
Some people might be flying to move, like a billionaire Reid Hoffman might be thinking about leaving the country and going somewhere else. No, what do you mean? And you nailed it, Pat. Those kids that were masked, we saw the videos where their teachers are putting masks on these little 3-year-olds. Remember that, Laura? Putting on, the kids crying and bawling. Besides that, Pat, what about those 7 years old that were jabbed with this thing that they have no idea what's going to happen? A lot of this myocarditis having. I want accountability. I'm going to be selfish because we want it. We've suffered for 8 years of what they've been doing to us, ridiculing us, lying to us, using lawfare. It's time, and I get it. He wants a legacy and everything, but I want accountability, and I want people like you. I love that you said that, Pat. Fauci, that yesterday, Fauci was like, oh God, if he puts RFK in there. RFK wrote the real Dr. Fauci. I'm happy you made that point. Those people need to be held accountable for what they did to America.
There's also little voices that I'm loving. I saw a post on X yesterday from a woman that's not in the United States. She says, if Trump wins, I'm moving to the United States.
Oh, I love that.
Should I live in Miami or should I live in New York? What are your suggestions? I sent her a note back and I said, you should move to Miami. Florida is a great place.
Now that Miami-Dade County's red.
Let's
exactly.
go. Move on down.
Thank you, Mayor Francis Suarez, again for your leadership. It's a red county, baby.
This was RFK's tweet yesterday. Did you see this?
Wow.
I mean, this is pretty
war
interesting.
on public health is about to end. This includes its aggressive suppression of psychedelics, peptide stem cells, raw milk, hyperbaric therapies, chelating compounds, ivermectin, hydrocolloids of vitamins, foods, sunshine, exercise, nutritionals, and anything else that advances human health and can't be patented by pharma. If you work for the FDA and are part of this corrupt system, I have 2 messages for you. Preserve your records, and 2, pack your bags.
Wow.
Damn.
You know what number 1 is? Because if you
it.
don't preserve your records, in addition to prosecution, we're going to go after you for obstruction of justice.
If RFK, so let's just say hypothetically, whose job would RFK take? Who do you think it would be? Rachel Levine? Could you show who's in charge of America's health right now? Can you show RFK's ripped, jacked, he's old. That's who he's going to take the job from.
Still serving as director of whatever she does?
Let me explain something to you. That's the job he's going to take that person's job. I hope to God that's who's in charge of America's health. Period. And do I need to say more?
No, there's an expiration date on her resume, and it's here.
Yeah, good.
That's all we needed.
That's it.
That's it.
I just thought of that.
One of the best decisions I ever made in my life was joining the U.S. Army. When I served the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, the level of pride of America being the greatest country in the world went to the roof. If you are a veteran, or if you support veterans, you have family members, Veterans Day, we have brand spanking new gear for you to choose from. A whole plethora of options of what to choose from, with shirts that say we support armed veterans, I am an armed veteran, dog tags, shirts, hats, all of the different gears that we have. And for the first 250 people that place an order, you have the option of 12 to 15 brand spanking new mugs that we have. One says Angry Patriot, another one says BizDoc, another one has got the US flag, another one has PBD Podcast or Valuetainment or A Future Looks Bright. Go to vtmerch.com, place your order for Veterans Day. These things are going to go very quickly, and you'll get a custom mug that'll be sent your way. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.